So, did you see any of those Spider-Man No Way Home leaks?
You mean the ones that you've been tagging me in on your fucking Instagram?
I
Why you
was
keep tagging? You keep telling me to avoid Instagram, and then you keep tagging me.
just for the clout. I don't know. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for it.
Like
Yeah, no,
mixed
those are crazy.
intentions. Like you got mixed signals.
I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I tell you what, though, it probably is one of the best Spider-Man films, and like the surprises and stuff along the way is amazing. And I think Sony, is gonna have a lot of leeway later on. That's all I'm gonna say. But like, I think this is like a major way for Sony to like get in there and kind of take over. I mean, I guess that's not spoiling much because like the context and all. But
Well, Tom, I think I saw something that was like Tom isn't done yet with the MCU. I think he has some more projects and so I don't know if it's gonna be strictly with Disney or Sony. More likely Sony, I would think, because I think this movie is a Sony property. So it could launch because I mean Sony really doesn't have anything going for it right now with unless it's like Venom or Morbius or whatever. So I don't know. I guess it's gonna launch like their whole because they still have Spider Verse 2. We got the trailer for Spider Verse 2. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't think they're done with Spider Man. I mean, this is obviously gonna be the biggest Spider Man movie we've had, and I can't contain myself.
he's like he always has like a phlegm problem.
I know.
Don't mind him.
I always choke up when I get excited, guys.
He's
But yeah, I think
joking.
this is gonna be the biggest Spider-Man property that we've seen in a long time, for a while. And who knows? I wonder if we'll get like a new actor along the way for like a new franchise, if they're gonna reboot it or what have you. Because I mean, they could really do anything they want at this point. We're talking about multiverse.
I think that from what I know, no, Tom, I think is definitely going to continue his role as Peter, but it's going to be very different, and that's why I'm saying that I think that this tactic was in a way to like for Sony to like take over a little bit more, what's going on in the movie, and you know, like there's a lot that you could do now after this film. I think it introduces a lot. You know, we go always back to Loki or what if, right? And I think that this one too adds something to the MCU. Obviously, in today's episode for Hawkeye too as well. We'll speak into that, but yeah. I couldn't help myself to see the spoilers, so it's crazy. It's well worth the watch.
You literally like saw all 14,000 spoilers. I'm gonna look at you like Akram. Is this the part where Toby and Andrew come in? You're like the one. That's crazy too, because I was just looking at Actually, I think you fucking spoiled it. It was the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
I put that there, yeah, because it's a trailer. I think we might get the trailer tomorrow, actually. Well, in the time of this recording, holy fuck, what's today? I'm sorry, the 15th. Oh, fuck, what am I saying? 17, Friday. I think we might get it because I could put that out there because it's not a really big spoiler. I mean, it has nothing to do with the film anyways, but there is like a trailer for it. So that's why I put that up there. It's some guy like from the Philippines or something that he put like a clip. No, they get it late,
It
unfortunately.
was
But yeah,
me.
well, unfortunately they can't see it yet, but it's delayed there. But yeah, it's I can't wait till we do like a news discussion and talk about that, because it's wild and we do see a lot of characters. And yeah, I think it's gonna be huge. And Sam Raimi's directing it as well, right?
Oh wow.
So yeah, so it's like I can't wait to see his influence
hmm
here.
That
Great
horror
stuff.
style. Yeah, he's definitely like you've seen it like in Spider-Man 2 with the hospital scene. Like his style. I don't know. It's just something like he brings his own. I don't know. Just his direction just adds like a bit of flavor to the Spider-Man films, right? So
For sure.
I'm interested to see what he's gonna do with Doctor Strange. But I know you've been watching rewatching Daredevil lately. Like, does it still live up to when you first watched it?
I think so. I think it's one of the best shows that Marvel at least has produced, right? And there's some spoiler
It's really the
territory
one
and
that
stuff.
launched, like, if you think about it, like, all these streaming shows. Like, even
Yeah,
for Netflix, like, not just, like, MCU, like, Netflix, like, that was, like, one of their first original, like, properties, right?
I can't remember, but nonetheless, I think the most huge that they've ever had for Netflix owned properties and stuff. Yeah. That was my alarm. Sorry.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast with Dylan and Akram, your podcast for the latest news in entertainment and pop culture. We're back for another Hawkeye review for episode 5, titled Ronin. Dealt with a lot of character arcs, reveals, and a surprise appearance at the end. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Akram, this is one of the best episodes so far, and it's so it's crazy how fast this series is wrapped up, because we only have one episode left. So, do you think the next episode is gonna be able to tie everything together really nice, or do you think it's gonna be rushed?
I think it's going to tie everything together really nice. And I think, unfortunately for them, it's going to come to a head and it's going to be chaotic and also very revealing. And so I don't know if they will have a season 2 or it'll affect some of the other shows that we'll talk about later. But yeah, I think it's going to come to a head. And I think we're going to see a lot of revealing things for some characters that we haven't seen in a while. So what are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, definitely. So obviously, the episode opens up with my girl Yelena. I loved. It's so heartbreaking actually when you watch that beginning, because it's her in 2018 trying to. I think probably right after Black Widow. She's trying to find all the widows and free them from the mind control thing, and then she gets blipped, and then suddenly she realized, she's been gone for 5 years, and then she's got to find Natasha. So it was cool to see her, what she was up to in that time, while before Endgame. But I just love the interactions between her and Kate. Florence does a phenomenal performance. She's got the charisma of a teenage girl, but on the flip side, she could still murder your whole family if she wanted to. That balance is that's hard to portray, but she does it so naturally. And it makes me want to see more scenes of her just fucking just talking, not even whooping ass. Just I want to see a whole spin-off show of her, just her in New York, just looking at tourist spots in New York and shit. But yeah, there we also got more of Maya. So she finally got her wish, and she gets to fight the Ronin. That was a really cool fight. Great choreography, and it's I like that Hawkeye tries to mentor her, or keep her from becoming him, because he was if you keep going down this path of revenge, you'll just end up like me. So I thought that was really cool. But what else did you think of it?
Yeah, I love that fight, and I thought that was a really compelling moment. And I like that, it's almost as if he's mentoring Kate, and then he can also possibly mentor Maya. And in some ways, he could maybe mentor Florence. And I think he's kind of like the daddy of everybody, or just a nice teacher, right? Because he has that experience and he's killed a lot. I mean, I don't know what's the kill count between all 3 characters. Obviously, Kate
Oh,
doesn't
she
have
even
many.
said if you tried to follow his trail of bodies, it would wrap around the whole world.
Well,
So
yeah. So, and I like that. Just like that he has such a dark and I would say rich past, just filled with secrets, and that's what it's about, right? Espionage, right? Yeah. The whole episode so far, it was very enjoyable. I think it was well paced this time around, and I think that there were a lot of revealing things, and especially that ending too. And some of the predictions and theories that we said in an episode ago, or last or whatever, actually came to fruition, and so I'm excited to see what's next. I really am. I think that we were talking about this. Oh, I don't know who mentioned it, but each Disney Plus show has to bring something to the table in terms of what doesn't contribute to the MCU, and is it in grand scale. And just that ending alone, I think, really contributed something, even if it's not per se or it's not this huge character, let's say oh, a Galactus somehow shows up in Hawkeye. That's gonna be so stupid. But it's the fact that this character kind of ties all these properties together in a well, and a really good way. And I'm really excited to see the future of that, because I was wondering for a really long time, a lot of fans were wondering, since they announced Disney Plus, well, the shows actually from Netflix, or the shows from ABC Freeform or anything Hulu, actually are a part of the MCU canon, or is it just its own thing, right? I think this gives confirmation, and I also have a theory that in Spider-Man No Way Home we'll also get some confirmation as well.
yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, it's definitely been hung over our heads for a long time for Marvel fans, especially long time watchers, the Daredevil show. I'm representing today with my hat, and all the Defenders properties. But so yeah, so to get into the big reveal, so obviously, if you watch the episode, it was revealed that Eleanor, Kate's mom, meets with Wilson Fisk, the kingpin, towards the end of the episode. So we finally get that confirmation, and if you still have doubts about it, they did credit Vincent D'Onofrio at the end of the episode, so we do get that ooh aha moment. So I told you, motherfucker. So you guys doubted me, but I have faith in the Church of Marvel. But yeah, it was really awesome, like seeing that, and then just the way they ended it with like the Grinch theme, and then like seeing like the outline of the Kingpin. I thought that was a really cool little nod towards his character. So yeah, it's awesome. We're definitely gonna get the tie-ins now with all the Defender shows. I mean, that just means hopefully that Charlie Cox is playing Matt Murdock in Spider-Man No Way Home. I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, I wonder like how like what Kingpin's role in this show is, like how far does his manipulation reach, and is like where in the timeline of like Daredevil does this take place, like is this, before season 3, like I mean obviously he's got the white suit, so this is after he came out of jail. But yeah, I'm just wondering like where is this like has there been like a good amount of time since that series? And like how is like the blip affected like him and like all the other characters like um like Matt and like Foggy and everybody. Because obviously like it's crazy how they showed like Yelena, because like the blip like Endgame affected everybody. Like we've seen it in Falcon Winter Soldier, we've seen it in WandaVision, with Monica. So it's just crazy. Like we're seeing like the after effects of Endgame and how it's like reached beyond everybody. So I just wonder like, well, what how it's affected like the Defender series. But going back to the show, so yeah, they did also arrested Jack. So it was Kate did reveal to her mom that he had like some shady business dealings. So I wonder if we're still gonna see Swordsman at the end. I think it was a little weird that they just kind of like just like arrested him and it's like, oh okay, we're kind of like just brushing this dude off. So I wonder if he's gonna make a bigger appearance, or if he's working for Fisk in that regard, or because he still is part of the tracksuits. Or if like I wonder if Maya is gonna like take revenge on Fisk, because Clint did mention that it was Fisk that put the hit out on her dad, and that does happen in the comics too. So I wonder if like Maya is gonna have like a redeeming character moment, and if that's gonna lead to her show. But what do you think about it?
I think that it's all a part of the game. I think that Eleanor's a part of it. I think that she's trying to shield Kate as much as she can until she's ready to bring her in. And I think that it is true the FBI or whoever did capture him for some reason, but I think on purpose, they kind of led them on purpose to kind of steer this Avenger and Kate away. And I think that, yeah, I think that Kingpin will have a more prominent role because, as you said earlier, the blip affected a lot of people, and I actually have an interesting theory. So I was thinking that what if did Vanessa die? I forgot at the end of Daredevil season 3. I don't believe so.
No, 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 no. She didn't die, but they got separated
So I
because
was,
yeah,
yeah.
because he couldn't. He had to go back to jail, and obviously she. I forgot if she like fully embraced him like as a crime lord, but I know she like I think Matt got them to a point where like they couldn't even like see each other anymore, but she definitely like was alive at the end of the show.
Well, I was thinking like no matter what, that's like in a way his true one first love. And I was thinking like what if she blipped away and that affected him in such a way, right? Because
That's true. Yeah, that's a
that
good point.
affected him so much that he changed, his personality completely changed. Or what if he became more raw and more angry, and so he became like more of this sinister kingpin from the comics, right? And so that's why like now he has ties to Eleanor, Jack, just like everybody, fucking the regime of North Korea, whatever. He just has ties with every single person or something, and because he has to play a big part in this, I think, and I think that it's gonna be really fun to see him tie into like I don't know, what, Spider-Man movie or
Yeah, I was
something.
gonna ask that too. Like, do you think we'll ever see him like in a Spider-Man property, or do you think we'll see like I don't know, Spider-Man make a comeback with Fisk too? Because they've said for a long time that like Fisk wanted to like come back as like a Spider-Man villain or something.
Some of those questions really depend on the actor to answer because, playing Kingpin isn't easy. It depends if you're a Methodist actor or not as well. And it depends on how much weight you have to gain just for the role, or if, like, you have to keep shaving your head, stuff like that. Like, all that stuff factors in, and it depends. And Marvel Studios at least has this new contract layout that's set up now that, they're not like contracted for like years and years, right? They're just contracted for uh that specific show or that specific movie. So it depends on the actors completely, and it also depends if like the studio execs are like pesky. Like I could imagine like Sony maybe are being like pesky about it, like, nah, we don't want Marvel to like really dip their toes into this. I mean, but I think that they're doing, in all fairness, they're doing a really nice job, especially with Venom. When we did the review for Venom 2, also that they the end credits for Venom. So yeah, it just depends on all those type of factors. I would love to see, like, again, I always wanted my thing that I always wanted was like Disney Plus show, but like it's Spider-Man, and like he maybe fights Kingpin or something like that, or like kind of like the tag teams Kingpin with like Daredevil or something like that. I don't know. But going back to the show, yeah, I think that we said that before too. I forgot when, but the future is pretty bright, and I think especially after No Way Home, it's even going to be brighter. I can't wait for you guys to see these things because I already know the spoilers, so I can't wait for you to see it. I just want to spoil it so bad.
You're gonna make everybody log off right now.
Well, I should say spoilers because everybody doesn't really watch until until 2 minutes. So I could just like say whatever, but like no, no, I think it's gonna be great. I don't know, between you and me, and between the audience that's watching us right now, I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm not like really attracted to the character of Maya. I'm not really like. There's something about her. I just wish there was like uh more of a spotlight on her, because I can't imagine like how come is she like, why would she have her own show, right? Because like the spotlight, unfortunately and fortunately, is like spread out between Kate, Clint, now we have, what's her name, Yelena, now Kingpin. um like, how do you feel about Maya as a character? Do you think that like her character really warrants a show?
It's really interesting because I had no idea who Echo was, and like as soon as I saw Maya, like in her first introduction, I was like, who is this character? And then when we got more into her background, she became more than this just two dimensional villain that just we had for villain of the week. So I definitely think she warrants her own show. I think it could be very interesting. It could open up doors to a lot of other B-lister characters that we don't see in Marvel. Um, and I don't know if her brother Kazi is gonna be in it, because there was like that hint that he might have something to do with her dad's death at the end. But I don't know. It could also bring back Charlie Cox's Daredevil because she is also a part of his storyline in the comics, like I mentioned in the other episode. So it would be awesome to see like them like together. Maybe like she trains with him or something, right? I don't know. It opens up a lot of potential like content for Marvel, and I'm really excited for that. But I definitely think she is an awesome character, whether or not you like her or not, because you're a hater. But I think like some characters get overshined. I think like in this show she gets overshined a lot just because there's so many other characters like Hawkeye, Elena, and Kingpin that just like there's like, oh my god, these characters. So I think they should have gave her a little more spotlight. But hopefully in the next episode she gets a little more time to shine.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to know your thoughts also. Where do you think that this whole thing will go with Kingpin? Like, do you think that there's any more leeway you could use for that character? And do you also think that is there like, where is this direction of Yelena gonna go? Right? Why was she hired by, I would say, Florence Pugh. Why was she hired by Florence Pugh? And then I would say, why was she hired by Florida? Why was she hired by Kate's mom? Miss Bishop. I don't know.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts? Like, do you think it has any connection to do with Kingpin? Like, all this time, Yelena was actually like deep down like hired by Kingpin.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, it's funny because
why? Yeah.
we all thought it was Valentine that was the one that put the hit for Clint, but I think Valentine is just like a contractor. But I think it's either Ellen or Kingpin that had to, or both of them. Who knows? But my predictions for episodes. So I have a feeling we're gonna find out who Kate's mom really is, because I definitely think she's not who she says she is. I feel like she had a part to play in Kate's dad's death. Even like when like Kate was like revealing all this shit about Jack, like how he's involved with all this shady shit. She definitely like looked like she wasn't too surprised. So I feel like she already knew, and she was just like playing along with it. And I feel like Jack wasn't even like really like arrested. I feel like he's still like part, I don't know, he's still out there somehow. So I don't know, maybe I don't know. It's just interesting to think about. But I for Kingpin, I don't know, because he is a big character. So it's like if you're gonna put him in a show like this, he has to have like a big significant role. Um so I don't know if it's just like him returning to his status as a crime boss. Like, how much power has he attained since we last saw him? That's a big question. Like, how much influence does he hold over the underground market? Um, I don't know, and I wonder if like we'll ever see him in like other properties. But it's just interesting to think about. And we didn't even get like what's the significance of the Rolex? Like it wasn't mentioned in this episode, so I wonder what like why everybody's after it. Like, is it like a weapon? Like what? I wonder what it is. So I wonder if the next episode we're gonna see what that's about. Um, and like I said, I wonder if Maya is gonna like take her revenge on Wilson Fisk.
Well, could it just
Um,
be evidence? Like, I was just thinking maybe it's so significant. Like this crime, like the crime world, revolving around Kingpin is so significant, right? And he just controls like the mayors and shit like that in the city. Like, is it just evidence of something? Like, let's say, like maybe they like somebody wore it and it's like they're dead, and like I don't know, it's just like some like evidence, because I don't think there's any like scientific or like just technological like thing
it
going on.
feels too big to be just evidence. I mean, it was in the Avengers compound, so it had to have a bigger purpose than what it actually was. It could be, but I feel like if it's gonna be from, if the Avengers like really held on to it, then and if you're stealing it from them, then it has a bigger role to play than just being than evidence. Um, but yeah, we got a lot of questions, and I really hope the big question is, will Clint come home in time for Christmas with with his family?
He's
Because
too
I
busy
really
with
want
his
to
new
see.
family. He says, "Fuck you, kids."
Really? I got a new family. He's like the dad that like goes to get milk and then just never comes back. Terrible joke, but but yeah. What do you think we'll see in the next episode? Do you think it's gonna like? Well, I mean, I already asked that question, but what do you think we'll see?
I think that it's gonna be like a really prominent and big episode, and I think finally we'll see that suit reveal for both characters, and I think that Maya will like kind of forgive Ronan, or like they just have to work together and they're gonna fight like all these soldiers and stuff like that. It's kind of like that scene in Daredevil where it's like they're fighting a hand and all of a sudden the Punisher comes out of nowhere and like starts helping. And I feel like that's how it's gonna be, and I feel like they're gonna be completely outnumbered, but like it's gonna be this cool ass moment where like what's her name, Yelena, like we have to help each other, we have to like get through this. And I
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're gonna see much of Kingpin, or is he just like a mention. I hope that we get to see more of Vincent D'Onofrio's character, because he did write on Twitter actually recently, when I was a boy or something like that on Twitter. And we'll put that up on the screen for you guys to see. But like, so I guess he is in there, right? Because the suit's the same suit from season 3. So I'm like, why is he wearing the same suit? I don't know. I don't know if they photoshopped that image. I don't know. But yeah, I think that it's gonna be significant. but I don't think it's gonna be like low key significant where it's like, damn, mic drop, that's it. I think the most significant part really is just Kingpin is in the universe, right? And so now, okay, that's confirmation. So he does matter. Every other show does matter. I think that's the most significant moment. But for the ending, I think we must see some important details of like Echo's life, or like what Echo does to set up her own show, right? Because you have to do that, because then who cares, right? I think that they're going to show a little bit about that. Well, I don't know. What do you think?
Do you think that Yelena will follow up with her like vendetta against Clint, or do you think she's gonna have a change of heart?
I know. I don't think she's. I don't think she's gonna have a change of heart, because you have to like leave that linger a little bit longer, because she has that pain inside of her. So it's kind of like disingenuous. So she just like, oh, let me drop it, because she has it in her, right? That's like
Mm-hmm.
they like in her mind, like Clint did Black Widow or Natasha dirty, right? So
Right.
he disrespected her. So in a way, like if they do that, like I forgive you, it's kind of like it's disingenuous. It's just not like genuine to that character, to that
I
character's
don't think they could
emotions.
resolve it in one episode. I feel like it would take a little longer for her to, because she's pretty dead set on like going after Clint. Even if she finds out the truth, like I feel like she's still gonna have it like a grudge towards Clint, because like why the fuck didn't you like do more to like save her, whatever. But I don't know. I feel, yeah, I definitely feel like it's gonna be a hard to convince her not to go after Clint. Do you think like they're gonna have like his family's gonna have to go back into hiding like underground, or like?
I think that it'll be weird if everything's resolved, because through the whole show, like each episode, nothing really felt resolved. And if this felt resolved, it'll feel like a very like early 2000s type of movie. And so like, what's the point of continuing on with these characters if Jeremy Rouse, say Jeremy Roberts, so Jeremy Renner does not want to continue playing Hawkeye, if he has different commitments? I know he's on a show on Paramount Plus right now. If he doesn't want to commit, that's fine. They could kind of find a way to like put him in the air or put him in their pockets for now. But as for hiding, I don't think they're gonna really be hiding. I think it's kind of gonna be like a Christmassy ending. I think that that's gonna leave a good taste in people's mouths, but I think it's also gonna leave like this lingering danger, that'll have maybe Maya, Kate, or Yelena. They'll have to deal with that lingering danger a little bit later on. Maybe they're gonna try to fight organized crime in New York City, and maybe Echo kind of like, Echo's doing her own thing, and maybe one day Kate will show up in that series, right? I think it's gonna kind of be like that, but for the most part, I think that the family is safe. I think he's been through too much torment already. I think that it's like kind of weird to like see, oh, the family's still in danger. Because then, okay, so what should I do? Should I go back to being Ronin? Am I wrong to regret? I should have killed these people. So it's just not like a straight. It has to be a straight path like that. It can't be like curvy, because then it's like you're playing with this guy too much, and it's kind of
Right.
putting us back and forth. Yeah, I don't know how you feel about it though.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Because if you're gonna go more into that, then I definitely think 6 episodes isn't the way to go. I think you need like a longer season for that. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like it just feels so wrapped so quickly. So I don't know like how it's gonna resolve. I definitely feel like with the pacing right now, it's gonna end on a cliffhanger. Um, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I think it was cool though that they did show like the Avengers memorial for the 2012 thing. It's just, I wish that's like, I hope that's like an actual plaque in New York you can like go visit to like
That'll be
just take pictures
sweet.
of,
Yeah.
right? But I think that was a cool throwback. Because like Clinton still has like a lot of unresolved issues too with like Natasha, like just his just trauma. Like even from the first episode when he's sitting in the play, like he just has he carries that burden in him. So I think even just like having Yelena around is like a reminder like of his failure in a way, because he just feels like he could have done more. Um, but yeah, I don't know what direction they'll go in, but it'll be cool to see. So we'll just have to stick around and find out. But it was an awesome episode overall. I really enjoyed it. It was very cool. We got a lot of. It's a very layered episode. A lot of plot arcs. So I hope it ties in nicely at the end and doesn't feel like rushed or like too unresolved. Um, but I can't wait for the next episode. But that about wraps up our episode 5 review of Hawkeye. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like us and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, and Instagram, and check us out. Check out our other episodes as well. For our next video, we'll be covering Witcher Season 2. So toss a coin to your podcast. Oh, Valley of Plenty. But yeah, and we got a lot of more content out before the end of the year. So till then, guys, we'll see you around.
See you guys.